忍びの時代は終わる。
螺旋が
When it comes to death, it's something that is absolutely unavoidable, even though there are some entities who can escape death, like certain scientists or even the Otsutsuki. For most people, death is an inevitable fate, something we can only wait for until the time comes. Among the many tragic deaths, there are some that are especially heartbreaking for fans. You know, throughout the Naruto and Boruto stories, there are so many deaths that leave us feeling crushed, unable to hold back the sadness that comes with their passing. Anyway, speaking of death, or more precisely the saddest deaths, here are the top 6 most heartbreaking deaths in the Naruto and Boruto universe. First is the story of Menma. He was an ordinary citizen who was found unconscious by Naruto and his team during a landslide in the mountains. When he regained consciousness, he had lost his memory. One night, Naruto caught Menma mysteriously playing a flute that produced strange sound waves, something even Menma didn't understand. He felt like his body was moving on its own. As time passed, Menma's memories slowly returned. He remembered that he came from Nokizaru village, a remote village currently in crisis. Menma used to be part of a bandit group working for an evil organization, but he left them after disagreeing with their cruel actions that harmed innocent people. The organization possessed a deadly weapon capable of destroying entire villages using sound vibrations. Since Menma knew this secret, they were hunting him down and had implanted the flute in him as both a tracking and mind control device. After learning who he really was, Menma decided to return to his village, not to run away, but to fix the mistakes of his past. Once he arrived, conflict erupted. The criminals activated the destructive weapon powered by the sound waves from Menma's flute. To stop it, the only way was to destroy the control core from the inside, a mission that was extremely dangerous and likely fatal. Menma made the brave decision to enter the weapon system and disrupt its controls from within, even though he knew he wouldn't make it out alive. With Naruto and his team holding off the enemies from outside, Menma managed to stop the weapon. And this is where the truly heartbreaking moment comes. He sacrificed himself and died in the explosion, all to protect everyone and to atone for the mistakes of his past. Second, I believe this is also one of the most heartbreaking deaths, the story of Haku and Zabuza. Haku was an orphan who was hated because of the Kike Genkai he inherited from his mother. Due to his village's history, such power was believed to be capable of starting another war. Feeling discriminated against, Haku was eventually forced to live alone. One day, Haku met Zabuza, a rogue assassin ninja from Kirigakure. Zabuza saw great potential in Haku and trained him as a weapon. Although he was treated merely as a tool, Haku felt happy because he finally had someone to protect. He was willing to die for Zabuza because to him, Zabuza was the only person who gave his life meaning. When Haku died protecting Zabuza, Zabuza pretended not to care. But when Naruto got angry and said that Haku only wanted to be loved, Zabuza's heart broke. That was the moment he cried for the first time. Zabuza even chose to fight to the death so he could follow Haku, and he wished to die by his side. Their deaths were tragic because both of them wanted only one simple thing: to be loved, to be accepted, and to have a place in this world. But sadly, the world never gave them that, not even until their final breath. Third, the death of Granny Chio. Honestly, in this arc I truly felt the atmosphere of how Granny Chio's death brought such a deep sense of sorrow. When Gaara actually died because the Akatsuki members extracted Shukaku from his body, the process led to his death since a Jinchuriki's body cannot survive after losing its tailed beast. And this is the moment that I find especially heartbreaking, because Granny Chio saw how Naruto, a boy from another village, was willing to sacrifice himself to save someone who wasn't even his family. She realized what she needed to do. She used a secret jutsu that could bring someone back to life, but the price was her own life. In the end, she exchanged her life so that Gaara could live again. And once again, it was this final moment of farewell that was truly the most emotional of all. The fourth is Asuma's death. You know, one of the arcs that really makes the heart feel tight is when Asuma dies. But what makes this so sad is the peak when Shikamaru cries. Asuma is a sensei who means a lot to Shikamaru and his team. But when he had to fight with Akatsuki members who could not die, Asuma had to end tragically. Asuma even made one request to Shikamaru and the others to take care of his child who would soon be born. Yeah, this is the moment that really makes his death so very sad. Fifth is the death of Yahiko, an orphan from the village of Amegakure who lived alone alongside Konan and Nagato. Yahiko grew up to become the leader of a small group called Akatsuki, but at that time, Akatsuki was not an evil organization. They only wanted peace and sought to help people who suffered because of the war. Because of Yahiko's personality, everyone believed in him, that he could bring positive change to the world, especially Konan and Nagato. He was their light, but sadly, all of those dreams had to be buried deep. Hanzo, who was afraid of Akatsuki's growing influence, set a trap and kidnapped Konan. To save her, Hanzo forced Nagato to kill Yahiko. And this is where one of the most heartbreaking moments happened. Even though Nagato hesitated and didn't want to do it, Yahiko, as a leader, was willing to do anything for the greater good, including saving Konan, even if it meant sacrificing his own life. He ran toward Nagato and impaled himself on his friend's kunai, ending his life. Sixth is the death of Jeriah. He was Naruto's sensei, but he was more than just a teacher. He was like a father to Naruto. He was someone who always believed that Naruto could change the world. Even though he often joked around and seemed silly, Jeriah actually had a very kind heart. He had lost many people in his life, friends, his love, and his students, but he kept fighting for peace. Jeriah went on a dangerous mission to Amegakure and encountered a powerful enemy. But what made it even more painful was that the enemy who killed him was his own student, Nagato. Jeriah, who fought alone, met a deeply tragic end. His throat was crushed, his body broken. Even in his final moments, he tried to hold on, just long enough to send a vital message back to Konoha. But they struck him with a devastating final blow, and Jeriah died, sinking into the depths of the Amegakure Sea. This is why Jiraiya's death is so heartbreaking. He died at the hands of his own student, someone he once loved like a son. And he never got the chance to see Naruto succeed, which was part of his dream too. But perhaps the saddest moment of all was when Naruto cried upon learning that Jeriah had died. Last but not least, well, maybe most of them only exist in the Naruto arc. But in the Boruto arc, of course, there are moments that are really no less sad, namely when Kurama died. Although Kurama is not human, his death in the Baryon Mode arc is one of the saddest moments in the entire Boruto series. Why is this so sad? Naruto and Kurama used to hate each other, but after years together, they became true friends, even like family. When fighting Ishiki Otsutsuki, Kurama offers the ultimate mode, Baryon Mode, a powerful force that can defeat enemies but at great risk. But Kurama lied at first. He said that the mode would cost Naruto's life. But if Kurama had said that it would sacrifice Kurama himself, Naruto would have flatly refused. But because Kurama knew how Naruto's nature was, so Kurama said that the mode would sacrifice Naruto himself so that he would accept it. But at the end of the battle, Kurama revealed the truth. Kurama sacrificed himself to save Naruto and the ninja world. And why is this painful and also sad? Because Naruto lost a part of himself. Kurama wasn't just a source of power. He was a childhood friend, an enemy-turned brother, and a lifelong companion. Naruto, who had already lost so many people, now had to lose the most precious thing in his life, and that was Kurama.